Hello and welcome to the Pleasure Academy, the channel where we explore human intimacy through science, psychology, and real-world understanding. Today we're diving into 14 shocking research-backed ways women get aroused, all grounded in emotional, mental, and sensory psychology. Let's get started. 1. Emotional safety and trust. One of the most surprising foundations of female arousal is emotional safety. When a woman feels protected, supported, and respected, her nervous system relaxes enough to register attraction. Stress shuts arousal down, while emotional comfort activates oxytocin, the bonding hormone which encourages closeness. This is why many women say their desire develops in an environment where they feel emotionally understood. It's not about dramatic gestures. It's about consistent kindness, dependable behavior, and the sense that she can express her feelings without judgment. Emotional safety is often the very first step in awakening deeper levels of attraction. 2. Intellectual stimulation. Women often experience arousal through mental engagement. A thought-provoking conversation, creative ideas, clever humor, or emotional intelligence can stimulate the same neural pathways that influence desire. Intellectual stimulation combines curiosity and admiration, creating a dynamic where the mind feels excited, respected, and challenged. This doesn't mean showing off or trying to sound overly intelligent. It simply means being attentive, thoughtful, and genuinely interested in meaningful dialogue. When the mind lights up, it can create a ripple effect throughout the body, making intellectual connection a surprisingly powerful arousal trigger. 3. Confidence without arrogance. A major but often misunderstood arousal trigger for women is confidence that feels stable, not intimidating. True confidence shows through calm body language, a relaxed presence, and an inner sense of security, not loud bragging or aggressive behavior. This kind of confidence signals maturity and emotional steadiness, which creates psychological comfort. Women often describe it as effortless power, the type of confidence that doesn't need to dominate, impress, or demand attention. Instead, it communicates capability and self-assurance. This quiet strength fosters admiration and can spark attraction more effectively than bold displays or arrogance ever could. 4. A pleasant, grounded voice. Voice and tone play a surprisingly large role in female arousal. Women often respond to voices that feel warm, steady, and emotionally present. A grounded tone suggests confidence, patience, and focus. It communicates that the person is calm, thoughtful, and trustworthy. Interestingly, research shows it's not about how deep the voice is but how relaxed, clear, and intentional it sounds. A soft, gentle tone can create comfort, while an attentive voice can foster intimacy. When communication feels soothing rather than rushed or harsh, it activates a sense of emotional closeness, which naturally influences attraction. 5. Genuine compliments and appreciation. Authentic compliments can trigger arousal more powerfully than many people realize, especially when they highlight qualities beyond physical appearance. Compliments about intelligence, creativity, resilience, or personal strengths create emotional validation. Feeling genuinely seen and appreciated activates dopamine, boosting both self-worth and attraction. What matters most is sincerity. Women can sense when praise is routine, superficial, or exaggerated. But when appreciation feels real, observing the little things she puts effort into, it can spark a warm emotional response. Being acknowledged for who she is, not just how she looks, is a deeply meaningful form of psychological arousal. 6. Sensory atmosphere and subtle stimuli. Women often experience desire through the environment around them. Soft lighting, warmth, pleasant scents, comfortable textures, and calming sounds can all influence arousal. This is because women's arousal is closely tied to the parasympathetic nervous system, which activates when the environment feels safe and soothing. Scents are especially powerful. They activate memory and emotion centers in the brain, creating instant connection or comfort. A peaceful, sensory-rich atmosphere allows the mind and body to relax, making space for desire to build naturally. This subtle influence often surprises people but plays a major role in female arousal patterns. 7. Feeling desired without pressure. One of the strongest psychological triggers for women is feeling genuinely desired, but never pressured. Emotional freedom is essential for female arousal. When admiration is expressed warmly, respectfully, and without expectation, it makes her feel wanted in a way that boosts confidence and attraction. Pressure, on the other hand, triggers stress and shuts desire down. Women respond strongly to desire that feels empowering, thoughtful compliments, warm attention, or small gestures that show appreciation. When someone expresses interest calmly and respectfully, it creates an emotional space where arousal can grow naturally and comfortably. 8. Playful, kind-hearted humor. Humor is one of the most underrated arousal triggers for women. Playful, gentle humor lowers stress hormones and releases dopamine, making interactions enjoyable and emotionally connected. Women often feel attracted to someone who can make them laugh without being crude, sarcastic, or dismissive. Playful humor shows confidence, intelligence, and warmth, qualities deeply tied to attraction. Laughter also creates a sense of bonding and mutual comfort. When a woman feels she can relax and enjoy the moment, her emotional and psychological openness increases. Humor that makes her feel good, not embarrassed, can be surprisingly arousing. 9. Subtle strength and competence. Many women report feeling aroused by competence, whether emotional, mental, or practical. Watching someone handle challenges calmly, solve problems thoughtfully, or show responsibility in everyday situations can create a strong attraction. It's not about physical dominance but about displaying reliability and capability. This type of strength feels reassuring rather than threatening. Women often admire quiet competence more than loud displays of power. When a person demonstrates skill without boasting, it signals stability, confidence, and emotional maturity. These qualities activate admiration, which can evolve into deeper forms of psychological arousal. 10. Deep attention and active listening. Active listening is one of the most powerful yet least discussed female arousal triggers. When a woman feels heard, truly heard, her emotional guard naturally softens. Attentive listening shows that the other person values her thoughts, feelings, and experiences. This type of presence creates intimacy and connection, which activates oxytocin and dopamine. Women often describe emotional understanding as more arousing than physical attraction alone. Listening isn't passive, it's a form of communication that builds trust and closeness. When someone listens without interrupting, judging, or drifting away, it creates the perfect environment for emotional arousal. 11. Mystery, anticipation, and slow reveal. A touch of mystery can be a powerful arousal stimulus for women. This isn't about being secretive or manipulative, it's about revealing yourself gradually, allowing curiosity to build naturally. When someone shares their personality, passions, and thoughts slowly over time, it creates anticipation, which activates the reward centers of the brain. Women often feel more attracted to people who take their time unfolding, rather than laying everything out at once. Mystery creates excitement and a sense of depth. It encourages emotional exploration and makes the connection feel dynamic, which can significantly heighten psychological arousal. 12. Authentic vulnerability. Healthy vulnerability, expressing genuine emotions and personal truths, is a strong arousal trigger for many women. When someone feels comfortable sharing their fears, dreams, experiences, or challenges, it creates emotional intimacy. Vulnerability signals honesty and emotional stability, qualities deeply connected to attraction. Women often find openness more appealing than perfection because it fosters connection and relatability. This doesn't mean oversharing or dramatizing. It simply means being real and authentic. Emotional transparency builds trust, and trust lays the foundation for deeper forms of desire. Vulnerability invites closeness, which can naturally evolve into arousal. 13. Shared experiences and emotional bonding. Arousal can develop through moments of connection, shared adventures, meaningful conversations, collaborative efforts, or even quiet time spent together. These experiences release bonding hormones that strengthen emotional closeness. Women often feel desire grow naturally when they share something memorable with someone, not because of physical attraction alone, but because emotional ties deepen. A simple walk, cooking together, or solving a problem can create the feeling of partnership. These shared moments build trust and familiarity, which are essential components of female arousal. Emotional bonding makes attraction feel holistic, meaningful, and long-lasting. 14. Confident but respectful affection. Women often feel aroused when affection is expressed confidently, clearly, and respectfully. This includes warm gestures, thoughtful words, and emotional openness. Confidence in expressing affection shows emotional intelligence and clarity. It communicates interest without pressure or ambiguity. When someone is honest about their feelings while still giving space and comfort, it creates a safe emotional atmosphere. Women often find this balance deeply attractive because it blends sincerity with respect. Affection that feels grounded, calm, and genuine awakens emotional security, which in turn opens the door to psychological arousal. Female arousal is a complex blend of emotional, psychological, and sensory experiences. These 14 surprising triggers show that desire is not driven by physical attraction alone, but by the subtle signals that create connection, trust, curiosity, and comfort. Understanding these elements leads to healthier, more meaningful relationships where intimacy grows naturally and respectfully. When we value emotional depth as much as physical chemistry, we create connections that are deeper, stronger, and far more fulfilling for both partners. Thank you for joining us at the Pleasure Academy. If this educational deep dive helped expand your understanding of female arousal, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and we'll see you in the next video.